Hey guys, I'm Victoria and welcome back to Femhead. Today I want to talk about how fertility awareness has evolved for me over the years of when I first learned about it to now and kind of the changes that have taken place. First off, I don't recall the day or memory that I first discovered FAM. And when I say FAM in this, I'm talking about the fertility awareness method. So I don't remember exactly when I first heard about it or discovered it or read about it, which is kind of ironic seeing that it has completely changed the trajectory of my life since then. But regardless, it was sometime in summer, I believe, of 2013. I know it was 2013, and I want to say it was summer. I do remember that my introduction to learning about FAM began with reading the book Taking Charge of Fertility. Like so many others, I think that is one of the easiest places for people to start and one of the most well-known places to start. From there, I started reading every book I could on the topic. I read The Pill, Are You Sure It's For You? I read Sweetening the Pill, and I found so many incredible books that were just chock full of information. And I've talked about those books before, and I'll continue to talk about those books, but books offer a wealth of knowledge, and a lot of the times you can get great books from your library or inexpensively from secondhand bookstores. From there, my mother hooked me up with one of her friends. It was the only person she knew who charted her cycle. And you could probably guess that my mom was somewhat nervous that her daughter was no longer on birth control. And she obviously wanted me to have the best chance I could at being healthy and safe and preventing pregnancy. So I went and had a chat with this gal who I knew beforehand. And I really, really like her, and I still really like her. In talking about it, she suggested I take a course. And from my research, the only course that I could take in Iowa that I knew was available to me was the same course she had taken, which was through the Couples to Couple League, which is a Catholic-based organization that teaches NFP or natural family planning, which the only difference between that and FAM is with NFP, you abstain from sex during your fertile phase instead of using a barrier method. So I went ahead and did that, and it was a great experience, and I'm actually going to make a video about that in the future, so if you're curious about my experience with that class, so stay tuned for that. I started with paper charts in those first few months, which I thought was great, and looking back, I still believe it was great because I'm a very visual learner and just visual person in general, and so being able to see it all physically laid out in front of me and to be able to write on my chart and to circle and to draw and to jot down notes and number things and box off my different phases was very helpful in me learning it and remembering it. From there, I moved into the world of period tracker apps or cycle tracking apps. I can't remember the name of the first app I used, but it was something very generic like period tracker app. I swear that was it. It was something like that. But regardless, I used that for a couple months, and then I tried out another app that I can't remember the name of course, for about a month, and I didn't like either of those, and then I finally found the app called Clue, and I've talked about that before because I used that for a number of years, and I will link that video. I used Clue for a number of years and I liked it. It is a great app, but I found myself wanting to get more detailed, to have a more customizable app for charting my cycles. And around the same time, I had started using the Daisy fertility monitor. So I kind of was getting frustrated with Clue because it wasn't giving me what I wanted. So I started relying more on Daisy than on Clue and eventually stopped using Clue altogether. But then a few months ago, I started working with a girl and she was showing me something on her chart, and she uses the Kandara app. And I was like, what is this beautiful masterpiece? I love the layout and the look, how customizable the Kandara app is. At this point, my Goldilocks combination of charting is using the Daisy fertility monitor and combining that with charting via the Kandara app. And I am very, very pleased with that. When I first discovered FAM and charting, I thought it was one method. I think that's a common belief. I thought it was just sort of one method, and the sympto-thermal method is what came to mind because that's what I learned about in Taking Charge of Fertility. But what I have discovered is FAM is kind of this umbrella term that encompasses all the different charting methods, and so you can get anything from temperature and fluid methods like the sympto-thermal method, temperature only and cervical fluid only methods like the Billings ovulation method, and that's not even to mention the incredible new advances in technology. Daisy, LadyComp, the Wink thermometer, and natural cycles. I believe it's natural cycles. Looking back, I think this is the most incredible realization I had with the whole thing, was that it wasn't one singular method, that there were so many different methods, and because of that, I truly believe that there's a method for everyone. It's not this very, narrowed, rigid method that if you don't fall within that method, if you can't use that method, then you can't chart, and I think that's what a lot of people say. And I wish there's a way to explain explain this to people, especially people that think charting is the rhythm method. And if you want to listen to me rant about the rhythm method, I will link that as well, because whenever I hear the rhythm method, I just like cringe and kind of froth at the mouth and have to hold myself back from like being like, it's not the rhythm method. But moving right along. I went from thinking that charting was just the singular method to continuously discovering different methods and technologies that make it easier and easier as time. It's only going to get easier, and I think that's amazing. And if we put more time and effort into the charting realm of birth control, those options are only going to get better for women. I went from using paper charts to using apps to using a fertility monitor combined with an app. And that's kind of, like I said, my Goldilocks method right now, and I'm so happy with it. And while that's what I have to say about all this, that doesn't even go to mention that there is so much to charting beyond preventing pregnancy, but that is honestly a series of videos in its own. Just know that charting is so much more than preventing pregnancy or achieving pregnancy. There's so much just amazing awesomeness within it. All right, guys, that's what I have to say about all of this today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you want to, comment down below with the method you use or the struggles you're having, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!